Hi there, guys. So today we're going to talk a bit about bullying. Bullying is taught a little bit different when you become an adult because bullying is connected to school. It can be being called names, it can be being picked on, it can be beaten up. And when you become an adult, that sort of changes. They are adults when it comes to bullying and tend to be a lot more manipulative and gaslighting. And they do it in a not so obvious way as they do when they're at school. For instance, my bully, back when I got bullied in 2018, constantly made me feel like I wasn't part of the team, made me feel negative about myself, um, judged me for every decision I made, and generally just made me feel really bad about myself. Um, the way that they spoke to me when it was just me and them was like I was a piece of shit on the bottom of their shoe. Unfortunately, there are still people in management that are like that. And unfortunately, if they're making the company money, the company doesn't always deal with them in the best way. And staff well-being has always got to be, I think, at the forefront of any leadership. But yeah, bullies do get into positions of power. But the thing is that when you're being bullied, you're made to feel almost ashamed because you feel weak and insignificant. Because if you think about it, going to your boss and saying this person's bullying me feels like you're a little kid again. But I'm here to tell you that it doesn't have to be that way. Bullying happens in all stages of life, and they're usually done by someone that has some sort of power over you because they abuse that power into turning it against you. They will be unprofessional, calling you out in front of people when they should be doing things in private. They will pretend things haven't happened. They will shoot down your ideas, talk over you so that you don't get your full point out before they can shoot you down, making you feel isolated and alone, and not part of the team. These things happen in the workplace more than people realize, but a lot of people won't speak up because fear of how people perceive them and how it will affect their careers. That is something in the workplace that we need to change. I mean, it took me getting myself in trouble and being in a disciplinary for me to actually speak up and get some help. But it should never get, and I'd already started self-harming and attempts on my life. But it should never have got to that point. It should never have been allowed to get to that point. And my colleagues around me didn't feel they could speak up. And unfortunately, it did bring up some previous history I had at school where I was bullied. Like I say, it happens a lot when you're at school. But the main point I'm trying to make here is that you will gaslight yourself when you're being bullied into believing that you're not, and that you're just being silly or weak or whatever, but you're not. And it's okay to feel the way you feel, and it's okay to report to HR, or if you have a confidential line, or to talk to someone else about your situation so that you can actually feel listened to and you can get some perspective on it, and then you can get some help. Because when you go down this road of being bullied and you feel that alone, that spiral happens really fast. And if you don't act on it, you will just end up getting yourself in a really bad situation. And pretending that everything is okay is not ever going to be the answer. You are not alone. You should not be afraid. You are not weak. And there is help there for you. Don't let someone's behavior and attitude affect your mental well-being. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day and a great mental health day. I'll speak to you guys soon.